Hi everyone, forgive the camera here. I'm driving in my car and I don't have a mount, so it might slip as it is now, but just deal with a bad angle. I'm on my way home, but we're meeting 5 of us at a restaurant to just say goodbye and talk about what happened. It's right near my house, which is on the way home for my 2 roommates who live in North Jersey. We live real close to the Turnpike in 295. And so we're at the airport and we drive northeast to go to my house in Jersey. We're meeting at Olive Garden in Cherry Hill. Anyone stop by? And then if you just continue like 7-8 minutes on, you get on the Turnpike and onto 295, and so they can go to North Jersey where they live. And then Liz and Michelle are joining us as well, which is really cool. So just a nice way to sort of close out what we've been doing. If you guys have any questions, it'd be really cool to be able to answer your questions while I'm driving. I probably have, I'm guessing, 7 minutes till I get to the restaurant. And my wife is coming to meet us and meet all these people that she's been watching on live streams all week long, so that's really nice. It's gonna be cool to see her. She's been seeing me broadcasting all this stuff all week long, and now she can see me in real life, but she told me that this is the last time that I'm allowed to use live stream. We have, after this, we're just gonna have some private time. So thank you all for being here all week long with me, and this has not been fun. This has not been exciting. I mean, this has not been fun. This has just been a job, and I feel like, you know, the job is to tell the people who are really interested in learning the truth as I see it, as Bernie supporters see it. Actually, we're pretty close. Maybe 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So I'm driving east on 38 right now. I went up 90. We were at the airport, Philadelphia Renaissance Hotel at the right next to the airport. So we just went up 95 and made a big jug handle right in, going into the city and then onto the Ben Franklin Bridge. And now I'm on Route 38. How was your overall experience? It was, I can't even answer that. It was discouraging, and it was, when I was in the building, it was just discouraging. When I was with supporters, it was uplifting. And even though the supporters in some ways were disorganized and the police were there, I mean, last night, without exaggeration, there's the gates, and then there's a police on the outside of the gates, hundreds and hundreds. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 600. And then on the inside of the gate, last night, when it was touchy, it wasn't as peaceful, and there was a lot more tension, but there were also easily more than 1,000 cops in with the protesters. There was one, I have a live stream from last night, and I was talking to a cop. Philadelphia police have been wonderful all around. Almost all reports have just praised the cops, including with the gate breach. So I was talking to a cop, and then this person dressed in black passed us, and this line of cops, and says, "Do I smell bacon?" So clearly trying to cause trouble, and then turned to me and said, "I don't know why you're fraternizing with the enemy." Sorry guys, one of the people for the meeting us at the restaurant had to call me from there and make a reservation. So I wonder what it looked like. I would really like to know what it looked like for you guys. Was it just frozen? Was I just frozen? Curious to know. Yeah, I was just frozen. Okay. Yeah, someone called. That's the only bad thing about Facebook Live, is that you can't do anything else. So the police were all inside, and these very provocative people. There weren't tons of them, but there were enough that the whole event felt much more tension and much more aggressive than I.
Turn left onto Route 38, then turn left.
So I mean, I over the past few days I realized like how it is that I protest is not by booing, not by... Got a call and then I lost connection briefly. So protest is not by booing, is not by walking out, not by turning my back, not by... I don't want to do that. At least in general, I don't want to do that. I want to record what happens. So if other people protest, I want to record them and to show you what's happening on the inside. I'm not interested in participating myself. I like being formal. I like... Yes! Sorry! I mean, what can I say? Lost a connection. I'm here. Hello. Alright, so we're actually starting the meal at 1:30. My wife is likely here now, so... but Ivan should be here, Richard is likely going to be here, and then Michelle and Liz are going to join us, and Michelle's bringing her 2 kids. Yay!
I was waiting for your car. There's a spot right next to me.
This is my wife, Sherry.
Did you stream that?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, intimate moment.
You just...
Oh, I didn't see you right over there. So Ivan is here, and Liz, and this is my wife who does not want to be on to open my private life before I haven't even seen her in a week, and I'm already shoving her right onto the internet. Ivan's here. He made a reservation. Liz and Michelle are going to be here in 10 minutes. I'll introduce you to Ivan.
Wait. Do one of them have a, like, advertisement car?
Yes. Yeah, asphalt. Yep. So Richard's here.
He waved to me, and I was like, I guess that's somebody.
You are welcome, Laureen. This is cool. All right, so we are at... My wife can't wait till private without this. Ivan and Richard, this is my wife, Sherry.
Hey Sherry, I'm Rich McFarlane. This is
Ivan.
Hi.
Yvonne?
Yvonne, yeah.
I've been calling you Ivan all week.
I know.
So why don't you correct me?
Because we were so busy, you know, and you were interviewing such great candidates.
And it takes such time to say it's Yvonne, it's not Ivan.
Yes, it was that kind of a week.
I feel like I know you. I've seen you. All the streaming.
Oh really? All the streaming? You saw me a lot and you saw... Did we look good? Did we make sense?
Right?
There's a lot of streaming of us?
I think you talked to him on the bus.
No, I talked to him on the bus.
Yeah.
I talked to him a little bit on the bus on the previous day.
How many people are coming?
Liz and Michelle and 2 of Michelle's kids who I think are a little older.
Okay.
Or I'm guessing like 11 and 12 or something.
Oh, so the baby's not coming.
Good.
They both said 1:30, which is like 10 minutes from now.
Okay, well, we have like a
30 minutes.
35-minute wait.
I mean, whatever.
Right.
I forgot. No, after this I will. All right.
You know what I did? I'm a greener. I'm a greenie guy. I'm an environmentalist. I drove with all my windows. And what's actually, if you go high speed, you want your windows up with the AC apparently, you save energy.
Yeah.
I had all my windows down, parked the car, I noticed the air was on, the AC was on. I'm like, oh man, really?
Really?
That's so annoying. I didn't even feel it. It's nice outside with the windows down. The wind in my hair.
Did you go on? Which bridge did you go on?
We did go on a Whitman.
I don't know.
You went on the Walt Whitman bridge.
Walt Whitman.
You didn't go this.
No, apparently not. I know, and I got
My
here.
cell phone brought me this way. Brought both of us this way.
I came here first.
Yeah, I just decided to go.
You know how to get here. We don't know.
So you had to leave
Oh, you saw him pass?
I was waiting in my car.
Oh. So maybe, what time did you get here? I got here like...
And after not seeing her for a whole week.
What?
You waved at me.
I
In
what?
your car?
Yes, I saw you because I saw your Bernie. I knew.
Oh, because of
I know your Bernie thing. I waved at you. I was like, hey, it's her. I knew other Bernie people were coming. I figured you were his wife.
Oh, do you want to sit here?
Alright, I forgot my battery. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You can either be with these guys or you can be with these guys. I won't put you right on camera. Well, do me a favor. Tell me what it was like for you with me being away all week long, watching me on live stream instead of, what was it like?
I felt like I was there.
Like what events, what things that happened that this alerted you to that you would not have known otherwise?
Big difference between being at the convention and with your supporters, the Bernie supporters.
How?
I felt like I wasn't welcome, and I wasn't even there. I mean, you didn't have a seat. You're a Jersey delegate. You didn't even have a seat.
Did you see that security guard?
Yeah. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You don't have a seat? You're looking for a seat. He wouldn't even let you look for a seat. It's ridiculous.
And
then with the supporters, I mean, you were like a superstar. You were like taking questions, and they were like thanking you and loving you, and you felt the love. You didn't feel... I mean, it's like you were invisible at the convention. That's how it felt. And I wasn't even there. I felt the tension at the convention.
Alright, so I'm just getting a battery, which has been my lifeblood since this thing started. Alright, and I need a wire.
How many hours is this on?
Yes, it is on. So what stuck out to you? Like what events or what live streams or whatever it was stuck out to you? Did you watch any live streams that were not me?
Yeah. A couple. I don't know if the guy Sam, did he do some? The guy with the...
Yeah, Sam was the father of
Yeah.
the person who recorded that awesome video.
And I still never saw that. Is it up?
No, but I have it and I'll show it to you because we haven't released it yet.
Oh.
But
I
so
kept checking.
tell me and our currently 5 friends what live stream stuck out to you
Michelle.
when we arrived with the bus.
Yeah, her crying and saying, "I'm so happy they're not happy."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Did you see the supporters on stage at the park talking to supporters? No, the delegates on stage talking to the supporters?
yeah, I saw Michelle was up there. Yeah, I mean, it was more positive. I mean, what is it, park? JFK?
FDR.
FDR. JFK, FDR. The first day at FDR when you were speaking to the audience was a lot calmer than... Was it the next night?
Last night?
Last night.
Last night.
A lot more cops. A lot more tension.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you were like a superstar. People were like,
Why
I
would
love you, I love what you're doing, I support you. And
Why wouldn't I want to be there?
yeah, right.
And it's like it's disorganized, but we're together. So Liz said that she's here, so maybe she's in the parking lot.
To prevent bad things from happening. You don't even know if there's a cop in the car. You ever see that? There's a cop car just sitting there and it's
Liz had a particularly
Yeah, there's one at the lake right before we got behind you before church. There's a cop car, empty cop car.
But do you understand? You could put an empty. The car doesn't have to have a
To answer
person in
your
it.
question,
Slow down.
did any of us meet up with Bernie last night? No.
No.
No, I didn't see Bernie last night. I saw Jeff Weaver yesterday
Where?
in Philadelphia, just on the street, he was on the sidewalk. And me and Wayne, a friend of mine, we saw him.
Another Bernie delegate.
Another Bernie delegate from New Jersey. We saw Jeff Weaver on the street, and I said, you know, that guy looks just like Jeff Weaver. And he goes, nah, it can't be him. And so I said, well, let's just go talk to the guy. And I walked up to him and I said, you know, you look just like Jeff Weaver. And he goes, that's because I am Jeff Weaver. And his little Jeff Weaver spoke like, that's because I am Jeff Weaver. It was hysterical. And the guy's an awesome guy, and I thanked him. And I told him that we're with him. And this isn't over. This is not over. We're going to continue this struggle, and that's what he wants. He said we have to keep fighting for our values, keep fighting for the things that are important to working people, and we have to keep organizing and keep trying. And I'm going to do it. This is what he had to say to you. If you're a Bernie Sanders activist and you see me sometime, come and talk to me, and I'll tell you everything else he said. And hey, look, there's a little baby just came along.
Baby Bernie.
Liz, first of all, hello.
Hello.
High five.
She'll be 3 in October.
This is my wife, Sherry.
Hi, nice to meet you. Spent a lot of time with your husband over the last week. It's been a saving grace for me.
What's her name?
Frankie, my daughter Frankie.
This is Frankie.
You had your family with you, right?
I keep on trying to get her to give me a high five, but then she turns the other way. Can I have a high five, Frankie? And then she turns the other way, and then I go over here, and I say,
Maybe by the end of lunch she'll have warmed up.
yeah.
But she's also very tired. She wants to be napping right
Let
now.
me just walk around, because I want to see.
So we're waiting on, that's cool. That's a half hour late. Thanks for sticking around. Nice to meet you. So we're waiting on Michelle and her 2 kids, and we still have probably 20 minutes left.
25 minutes.
25 minutes to what? I do. I live in Clementon. It's about 20 minutes away.
Oh, what?
Oh, there we go.
That was. Y'all are so sweet.
So we have 5 Bernie delegates, and we're going to have 4 surrogates.
Debbie, hello, Debbie.
Do you need a kids menu?
Well, you are surrogates.
I got this.
Burlington County surrogate?
No. Surrogates meaning, you know,
Outsiders.
people that support official supporters, like officially sanctioned supporters.
So who? The kids? I'm with the kids?
Yes, you have to sit at the kids' table. So this is Sherry and I go here. We like going here for a date. This is like 7 minutes from our house. We're just a few miles east of here, and then a couple miles south of that is where 295 and.
That's okay. Just some water and hang out.
All right, I would like to sit here. Sorry. So we need 3 in a row for Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
He's a well-behaved 2.5-year-old. My 2-year-old boy, he's looking as destructo. I couldn't go with her for a minute.
She's a very chill kid. Very
They're lucky.
She went to the concert with us
Yeah, can you
yesterday.
whenever you have
To the Lady Gaga, Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, you're.
Yeah, she had a great time.
Sorry,
We're all New Jersey Bernie delegates.
Yeah.
You're all who?
Bernie delegate.
There's 5 New Jersey Bernie Sanders delegates, and we're just sort of talking about the end of the convention, what it was like, and all that stuff.
Enjoy.
We're at Olive Garden in Cherry Hill on Route 38,
Don't eat the garlic bread.
Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Okay. I went to Florida for spring break with some friends, and we got the endless garlic bread bowls, right? I didn't get to finish my package.
Garlic bread bowl?
No, I guess they go out the bowl and they just keep bringing it in bowls or plates or whatever. Garlic bread.
The basket.
The basket, yeah. So we were in Florida. I put it in a bag that they gave us. Put it in my trunk. Totally forgot about it. 3 months later, I find it.
Looks exactly the same.
Perfectly brand spanking new. No, it didn't harden. No mold. I'm like, you know what? Just for fun, let me keep it around. I kept it in my car for a year. Never went bad. Never went
You
bad.
threw it away. You should
Oh
have.
yeah, dude. Yeah, of course it's threw it away.
No, you should have like kept it for the next 20 years.
So,
Like people who fought.
huh? The bag had nothing in it.
Just to let you know, games and trivia is $1.99 for your complete stay, okay?
Okay.
What is the $1.99?
Games and trivia are $1.99 for your complete stay.
Okay, thank you.
We can play video games instead
not
of
talking
talking.
to each other.
We can play video games instead of talking for $2. Because there's not enough to distract us, like cell phones and live streaming and all that horrible stuff.
Man, don't even. That was a scary moment.
Waitress was not impressed. She's a plant. She's a Clinton plant. We're on to her.
Could be. Well, South Jersey. We're in South Jersey, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
South Jersey is a pretty enormous area.
Yeah, it starts
I mean, Central
immediately.
Jersey is an hour north of here, but the bottom of New Jersey is an hour south of here.
South Jersey starts 1 mile south of where I live, and then the rest of it is South Jersey. That's the
Camden
difference.
County is definitely South Jersey,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Is it
I live in Passaic County, right up
red
almost at the
county or
border.
black county? I mean, red or blue?
Pretty much all of Jersey is red. Really.
Frankie, how do you feel that the Democratic National Convention went?
Did you have fun this week? Did you have fun?
Do you like Bernie?
Oh, she loves Bernie. This is her hugging Bernie.
Oh
my goodness.
Let me see.
That's
Incredible.
great.
Aw, you're hugging Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. She went to Beeps for Bernie. She went to the rally. She went to a bunch of Bernie meetings with me. She helped me set up the office in Collingswood.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, she was my little activist.
Did we meet at all before the convention?
In Sayreville.
I feel like I know you. Good. Hi. How are you?
This is Sherry. This is Michelle.
This is Portia. This is my daughter Portia. And that's my son Luca.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I hope. Is this okay?
Yeah.
All right, good. And what's your name? Luca. Nice to meet you. Have a seat.
In the media tent, when they finally let me outside,
Yeah,
the
it
guys
was
outside
weird.
said, "Okay, get the cuffs ready. We're gonna start arresting all these people." And I was like,
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was, hey, how you doing? Yeah.
How long were you in there? How long were you in the media tent?
Probably over an hour and a half. And they were not letting us out.
Yeah, they didn't want to let me out.
And then I think at some point they just decided that they were going to start letting us out. We were like posing no threat. But we tried to leave twice. And they wouldn't let us go. And then
I've been telling
I was-
everybody, like, the plan was to go in there, to talk to the media, and then go back into the convention and listen to the Mothers of Movement and show them respect and not boo them or chant at them.
Right.
And then they wouldn't let anyone back inside.
No, a couple of people were able to get out at some point and they left, and it looked like they went back inside, but I don't know if they ever made it. And I was standing by the window,
One
so I was
woman
trying
by
to...
us had her computer inside. Another woman
I
had her
remember
purse and
her.
her cell phone inside.
I remember. I think she might have been the same woman that I saw from the California delegation.
She was from California.
Yeah.
I'm so
So
glad
I
that I grabbed my
recognized her.
bag, and something just made me, because I was planning on coming right back in. I was just going out to talk to her, but I was like, you know what, let me grab my stuff. I don't know why.
And I was
so
like,
glad I did.
okay, we're not needed here anymore.
So were you talking about the walkout? Just clarifying
The
for them.
walkout, yeah.
Yeah.
So at that, when the superdelegates clearly gave the nomination to Hillary, I said, okay, we're not needed here anymore. See you later, guys. Like, it wasn't anger. It was just like, okay, I have work to do. It's not happening in this building. I came here to do the work.
Sitting there to watch them party wasn't going to be productive, and it wasn't going to help the cause. It was just going to torture us. So there's really no need for it. And I'm in the emails of people discussing whether or not they were going to boo Obama, whether they were going to do this, whether they were going to do that. I wasn't there to boo Obama. That's not what I went there for. I didn't go there just to chant and protest in the Wells Fargo Center for a whole week. That's not why I was there. I was there to vote for Bernie and to hopefully listen to.
And my additional thing was I was thinking about this too. My style is not booing and turning my back around, but we can share what happens so they can see what happens.
Who did. I completely understand why they did.
Yeah.
And I was vocal in the beginning because I saw from the first speaker that came out how it was going to be. So I was like, okay, they're slapping us in the face already. And I showed my anger, like, if this is how you're going to be the entire time, this is the response you're going to get. And it didn't change anything. So it didn't matter.
You just posted a picture, I think you posted it last night, but I'm wondering when it's from, of please stop telling us everything is okay or something like that.
Yeah, that I found from another delegates page, and I posted it right away, and I didn't check who to see it was, but and there's no delegation sign in the background or anything, but all of those people looked defeated, and that woman who stood up with the sign that said, stop telling us everything is okay. She was doing my style of protest. That's what I was willing to do. Stand up, hold a sign.
I held my TPP sign.
Yeah.
And I saw they were all taken away yesterday. They were taken away and they were threatened to be removed from the building if they held up signs.
And that's the thing that scares me, is that if you don't recognize that as fascism,
and if you're not listening to these people in conversation, what are they supposed to do?
Right.
Everybody keeps saying everything's childish. Well, what's the not childish option? What's left for us? Just to take
What's
it?
wrong with being childish?
And what is wrong with being childish? Yeah, really, in this
because
instance.
Because the way in a protest, it's the way that you act.
They said the same thing about Martin Luther King and all of them when they marched across the bridge. They said the same thing about the suffragists.
Childish, whatever it is.
Of the White House,
but it's the difference between the action of a protest and what's behind the protest. And if you want to focus on what the action of the protest is, that if it's rude or childish or you're just being petulant children, then you're not focusing on what's behind the history behind it.
Had the tape in her mouth that got so much crap. The woman from I forget where she was from, but
she was from Wisconsin.
Yes, I gave her a thumb up. I mean, the people that were standing down at the bottom were all talking about how they just wanted to slap the tape off her mouth, and they wanted to do this and they wanted to do that, and she's just doing it for media attention. And I said she's absolutely doing it for media attention, but not for that reason. But I'm saying that's part of it. That's part of it, is to draw the media's attention to what's actually happening.
It wasn't just that they were awful to her. She works for, I believe it's Upworthy.
Yeah, she's a writer for the
Yeah, so they were saying that she was doing it.
Oh, she was handing out cards.
Career.
Yeah, that's not what she, yeah, exactly. She was doing it to draw attention to the cause, not to herself.
Yeah, but even if they say these things, it doesn't change the truth of what she's trying to do.
What she's saying, the content.
That's just their way of trying to distract from the message.
Yeah, and they're minimizing any of the message that does get across by calling us childish. So whatever the message is, even if it's really a viable, verified message, a real message, they're just dismissing it out of hand, and that's what they're trying to do when they call us childish. And that's why what Sarah Silverman said was so hurtful.
That was awful.
When she called,
that was the most painful part of that day for me.
Can you?
She said you vote Bernie Bros.
No,
when she said, and you people are being ridiculous.
Well, it was Bernie or bust, and you Bernie or bust people, you're being ridiculous.
Yeah. And I guess I should just feed my kid cat food, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
No, I don't either.
Well, I like her, but I really
I don't like her anymore.
That she
I'm
said
done.
that.
I didn't like
I'm done
what she
with
said
her.
at all. And I did feel like
Yeah, I'm done with her. That was awful.
she was probably not understanding what Bernie was about if she was telling us that we were being childish, because we were standing up for what he was speaking about, and we weren't letting them make us sit down. So I don't know how she was referring to us as ridiculous, but I don't think there's anything ridiculous about standing up for what you believe.
Do you guys want to try wine for 25 cents?
Sure.
She would like some? Just her.
I don't think there's anything childish about standing up for what you believe. Maybe other people view it
But
that
even
way.
if it is, that's the action. That's not the message and what's behind it.
Really, I mean, I don't know that people really appreciate that we have limited resources to make our voices heard. We were being silenced. You know, my friend Angie Aker, who had that tape across her face, it said silenced because that's what was happening. So that was her silent protest. And ironically enough, they were putting cards and other signs in front of her, like Hillary signs, to cover up her face. So it's not enough that she was silenced. They were now making her disappear. And it was the whip in her delegation that was putting the pressure on her and telling her her credentials were going to be taken if she didn't stop protesting.
I have a video of two Texas delegates that wanted to remain anonymous, but I recorded their audio saying that their whips were also threatening Bernie delegates.
Right.
Were also threatening them that, number one, they were separating them so that they couldn't sit together.
Right.
And number two, they were saying if you protest, you could lose your credentials.
I think that when I decided to leave, I kind of felt like it was a lost cause. We weren't going to get any respect. And that's when I left. But part of me wishes that I would have stayed and been abused on camera. Like, I really do wish that I would have stayed and gotten abused on camera to prove how ugly they were being to us, because from the minute that we arrived, and even before then, we had been given no guidance about what we were preparing to do. We had been given no guidance about, you know, how the process worked. We were kept in the dark, I believe, as much as possible, and we were there. I guess we were just there to, you know, say that we could be there. I don't really know. They didn't give us much of a voice in any way. And I was saying this in the park, in FDR Park. You know, we didn't know that we weren't going to be voting in public at the convention. This was all done in, you know, behind closed doors. And thank you. So I don't know that people understand that there was a limited amount of things we could have done. And so all of these ways of protesting that we had, you know,
Pushed
actually
us into a corner. And
exactly.
They make it impossible to do anything except for be childish, roughly
Right.
speaking.
And then they
beat you up for doing exactly what they sort of.
Right. And then what they can't wait to do is for you to look undignified and for them to get that on camera and for them to write their own caption about that because they control the narrative. So when we were in the park, there was a young man who was saying that he was going to, you know, get violent. He was going to go in there because he had heard that Bernie was assaulted. And there were two or three of us that were a little older, I guess, you know, in different ways, and we said, listen, there's no purpose in doing that because they're gonna focus the camera on you losing your cool, and they're going to write the caption. They're going to pump it up however they want to, and they own the cameras, you know? So we can only do what we can do, but I think that remaining dignified in whatever ways we can, just remembering that we're promoting a campaign of like love and inclusivity. That's all we can do. We have to remain dignified in any way that we can. And you know, when I put stickers on my face and walked out, some people could say that's undignified, you know, that I wasn't promoting Bernie's message, but what else could you have done?
Who's to say it's undignified?
Sarah Silverman seems to think it's ridiculous that we're having a hard time with this and that we're trying to get our voices heard.
She's been extremely supportive up until now, but that indeed was not a cool thing to say.
I would call that ridiculous.
It was humiliating, and it was humiliating to do that in public in front of people who are bullying us to feel like to do exactly that.
Right. Now, I posted this on my Facebook page. I don't know if this feed is like G-rated, but my husband and I were texting back and forth in the car. I had him on voice text, don't worry everybody, like I was hands-free. But I was voice texting him, and he was voice texting me back, and I said, it feels like they murdered our campaign and are now making fun of the fact that the campaign was murdered and that we're upset about it. And he said, no, I think it's...
I think you might have written that somewhere.
Yeah, and I did. This was my husband's response. Like, we both agreed. The post that I had written on Facebook was, we both agree. This is what happened. They murdered the campaign. They showed up to the wake. They pissed on the coffin and got mad at us for not cheering them on. And that's what it felt like to be a Bernie delegate at the convention. They're thugs, and they're bullies, and they're gangs of predators. They're super predators, the super delegates. Yeah, they're super predators. And I would love to see them brought to heel. I would love it.
Wow.
I really can't. I can't even speak to these friends of mine who are telling me that they're going to be working for Hillary. You know, voting for Hillary is something that they feel like they're being forced to do, and I completely understand what they're saying. But when they say they're going to work for Hillary, that part I just I can't understand it. I can't. You're going to work. You're going to put effort into that cause. I guess everyone's entitled to make their own decisions, but I don't know. I guess I'd rather go down with the ship. I'd rather go down with the ship. Yeah, thanks a lot.
It doesn't say they're Republicans.
Well, this is
If I tell you the names, will you know
our
what
orders
they
from
are?
Jeff Weaver. Thank you. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I know you.
Yeah, you look familiar.
Yeah, somehow everywhere I go, there you go.
So do you guys want to say hi to the audience?
That's true.
We have about 733,000 people watching us right now.
Portia was very upset that she couldn't find her Bernie t-shirt.
Actually, the truth is that we have 6 people watching us right now. You want to say hi to them? Can you tell us your name?
My name is Portia.
And can you tell us what it was like for you to be at home while your mommy was at the DNC? Like, what did you see her? Did you talk to her? What was it like for
I
you?
FaceTimed her maybe 2 or 3 times. That was pretty much it.
Did you see her on the internet?
I saw her on
I want
Facebook.
to give you the orders from Jeff Weaver.
Did you see the video on Facebook?
Yes.
What did you see? Was it sad or was it?
It was she was crying, talking about Bernie.
Yeah. I was with her then. And that was really special, actually. That was really special. It was sad, but it was really special. Can you tell us your name?
I'm Luca.
And so, what was your? Oh. Smart kid. So what was your? You weren't with your mommy all week, and what was it like? How did you see the DNC, and how did you see like your mommy on video or whatever it was?
Well, the DNC, from what I saw, was a huge mess. I know that like tons of Bernie supporters walked out, and my mom was telling me when she got back about some people that she met there. They were like really, really nice people from like all around the U.S. who didn't even come because they were delegates. They came like just to see Bernie, which really shows you like how much people like Bernie. So that was really nice to see that.
And what do you think about what happened? Just like Bernie didn't win, and what happened?
I was sad that Bernie didn't win, but I think some people kind of knew that he wasn't going to win because, like, Hillary had the super delegates mainly because she was like almost bribing people to vote for her.
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
13.
You know a lot for a 13-year-old. How do you know that she's? What do you mean she was bribing people?
Well, since she was getting like money from big corporations, and then those big corporations would like pay super delegates and stuff. I know that much.
All right, so this kid totally knows what he's talking about. 13-year-olds knows that. All right. So she's clearly doing something
Are they
right.
denying it?
I'm really proud of my mothering during this campaign because
Are they saying
my husband and I are strong believers in treating our children like people.
I had to look at this when somebody told me that. I was like,
They're equals in 99%
and that's
of
part of the whole deal.
their being. We're guides as parents, so we talk to them about everything, and we talk openly about everything. And my husband Brian and I are very politically minded, and we don't hesitate to voice our opinions, and we talk politics at the table pretty much every meal. And we go on Sunday to my mother's and we talk politics at the table, and we don't all agree, but we always leave, we hug, we kiss goodbye, so they see what it means to have principles and opinions that don't always jive with the people in the room, and how to, love them and keep having a relationship with them. So they're not afraid to talk politics, and I'm really happy about that. I'm proud of these kids.
Do you think she did it? Well, can't hear her this way.
She had so much fun.
She had a good time.
That was the best fashion.
And I want the salad.
We're all Bernie Sanders delegates, and we're all Bernie Sanders delegates from New Jersey. Well, my wife and her 2 kids, but the rest of us are all Bernie Sanders delegates.
Are you recording?
No, I am not recording.
Okay.
Yes. So, what did you think about the Democratic National Convention?
I'm so sorry, I don't know about any of that stuff.
What's that?
I don't know about it.
You don't know about it? Did you vote?
No, it's not until November. Right?
What about the primary?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know what it is.
It's the
Like,
vote.
I never.
It's the vote to decide who the Democratic candidate's going to be. So,
Do you know who Bernie?
they were like neck and neck. Bernie Sanders. Do you recognize that name? He was one candidate, and Hillary Clinton was the other for the Democratic side.
See, I don't know that works that way.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like all of them running as president.
No, it's not.
One Democrat and one Republican.
Don't be embarrassed, because
I am a little-
99% of us here didn't know any of this either before we started getting it. Don't be embarrassed.
So if I had to pick between both of them, I couldn't even because I don't really know about
Right.
that.
Well, yeah, I mean, once you start getting involved, it seems like it's like rolling downhill.
think
There's no
ma-
effort, it's just like, oh, now I have to.
I think many of us never knew Bernie Sanders before, and then after we learned Bernie Sanders, all of us pretty much fell deeply in love with Bernie Sanders, and we dedicated a lot of our lives to him. I'm not exaggerating.
I mean, I have to look into it. I know that I hear a lot
He's out of
about
the race.
Trump and Hillary. I hear a lot of them too, but I never hear about.
Well, Bernie's out of the race.
So that's why.
Well, there's a big reason why, because he's incredible and he would make all the bad stuff stop.
Yeah. That is pretty amazing to me. That if,
Wait, we have to let her
people
take her
have
order,
lives,
dude.
people
Stop
have,
recording
right?
her.
That,
Yeah.
right. And so TV is like what my parents watch, right? So when we go on Sunday to have dinner with them, there's a lot of like lines that I can see that they picked up from TV, and they'll talk about, well, how's he gonna pay for it, and stuff like that, and you're like, you're seeing them being brainwashed, and it's painful. They were not. My mother, they've been Democrats for decades, and so they got the Hillary sticker in the mail. They said, oh, Hillary is the Democratic, she's the obvious choice because she would be like whoever Barack Obama would give his blessing to, obviously, because the Democrats are good and the Republicans are bad. And all of this, black hat, white hat thinking, like it's a fucking cowboy movie, excuse my French. Like, it's damaging to the country that we don't share information in a way that is fair and balanced. And for what it's worth, the irony of the Democratic Convention is that Fox News did the best job of covering the Democratic Convention because they wanted to show all the ugly parts, and
They didn't need to spend anything because it was bad enough on its own.
it was. I think that the Dems wanted to put unified force front, because they didn't want us to look bad in front of the rest of the world. So they tried very hard to orchestrate it so that we all looked kumbaya. And the Republicans were, of course, looking for drama on our side because that's a weakness. So I understand that the Dems are concerned about us looking split, but guess what, fuckers? We are split.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Is it, I mean, as long as it's normal.
Totally normal.
right.
Like I said, we speak the way we speak. We don't censor ourselves in front of the kids. Like, I think they showed the reality of the protests. I don't know that they showed the reality of the big picture. I think they showed that there was some discord. I don't think that they gave us a fair shake in our interviews from what it sounds like, because all they wanted to talk about was this silly side. They wanted, you know, if it bleeds, it leads. You know, they wanted us to talk about punches being thrown or stuff like that. And it wasn't about that. It was about the ideas that weren't being allowed to be voiced. And the discord in the party when the super delegates are deciding the election for the people.
Yeah, Leslie.
We're being
No,
silly.
I wanted to catch you being silly before you realized that I was filming it.
So I told Leslie you come back today, and she was, said, oh, now that Bernie's not in the race, is he going to vote for Hillary?
Wait, Leslie, is that the Trump person at the gym? Who's Leslie?
Rainbow.
Oh, Rainbow. Okay.
She said, now that Bernie's not in the race, is he voting for Hillary? I mean, it's like, oh, I mean, it's just,
Just rubs you the wrong way.
yeah. I said, well, he's not voting for Trump, but I don't know.
So it's like, you know, now that Bernie lost, you just let go of everything and forget everything that you learned, and just conform.
Yeah.
Sorrento, in Rome. It was just the best food imaginable, completely different than Italian food in America, because I'll tell you why, I figured it all out. American Italian food is really Sicilian food. It's more closer to Sicily, because more Sicilians came over and they started restaurants, and
Yeah, they were the entrepreneurs.
yeah, and they started little restaurants, and then that is now the standard Italian food. That's what we call.
Well, they've also pumped up the portions here because, you know.
Yeah, they have little. You order something, you're like, it's just barely enough.
Exactly. It's a reasonable portion, and then like if you ask for, you know, anything, you expect it to come American size, and you're consistently disappointed. It's a scoop. It's a cup of pasta. It's not a bucket. You know?
Yeah, it's not 4 times too much.
Right.
Now, when he's done watching,
Tell me how I'm neglecting my wife.
You haven't seen her in a week, and you're interviewing everyone but her. And then she does try to comment. You don't do the video on her.
no, it's good.
Is she seriously angry?
Yeah, she is. You might want to walk out.
Hey, I gotta stop because I want to stay married. So, bye everybody.
That's a good idea.